Bengal just put out a new 2022 mock draft, so you already know what you're here for. It's everyone's favorite series, Mock the Mock, where I take a look at someone else's mock draft, and I mock it, giving you my thoughts, views, and opinions. And yes, a lot of mock drafts came out this week. You're going to get some good ones. Tomorrow, you're going to get Goat House, and then after that, you're going to get Keith Sanchez's from the Draft Network. There we go. You're going to get his, so got a load of good stuff coming to the channel, but what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know so, go ahead, become a bro, and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content, or at least appreciate it. Really helps the video out a ton, and let me know what you think of Bengal's mock draft. I'm going to leave a link to the video down below. I've already gone ahead and watched it. That way I got his whole, I guess his whole thoughts on each and every pick. So let's go ahead and I don't know, man. Make a fool of this mock draft? Not really. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I watched it. I liked it. I didn't mind it. So we got Detroit #1. By the way, draft order courtesy of the Draft Network. I think it's current. Current stand-ins. So yeah. Detroit Lions. He ended up going with Kayvon Thibodeau, best player available. It makes a ton of sense. If you're not in love with the quarterback class, then you go with the best player available. So yeah, that's what he did. I don't know what more to say about that one. I concur. Y'all remember, what was it? Catch Me If You Can? Leonardo DiCaprio? This movie's kind of old. But he was posing as a doctor, and he's just sitting there. Do you concur? I said, do you concur? He had no idea what he was doing. I mean, if y'all don't know what I'm referencing, then shoot, joke's lost on you. We went with we got the Texans next, right? Quarterback possibility, right? Not a great quarterback class, but definitely you got a high ceiling guy like Malik Willis. I know people be like, well, look what happened against Louisiana Monroe. He hasn't been that good last couple of weeks. Again, high ceiling guy. You know, Trey Lance, he didn't look so great in his showcase game against Central Arkansas. Didn't hurt him one bit. He still went top 3, so I think Malik Willis kind of will have that same luxury. He has looked great this whole season. But I don't think Bengal did that. Instead, he was going with, so let's go ahead and try to hit one of these high positional value, being he talked, what was it? Tackle. He talked edge. And actually, I think he settled on edge, being, where did he got that pick? Aiden Hutchinson. For a lot of people, I think that, for me, the edge class, you got this tier of Aiden Hutchinson, DeMarvin Leal, because that's what everyone's going to be evaluating him as. He has the most tape at edge, so they're probably going to clump him in with edge. Actually, when my rankings come out, I'm probably going to throw him on my edge list as well. Got to get with the times, man. Got to get with the times. And for me, Kingsley and Akbari, dude, no one's talking about this cat. He has been great this year. Like, outside of Aiden Hutchinson, Akbari has been the hottest defensive player in college football, in my opinion. No one's talking about this cat. So I don't mind this, especially they just released their edge they had there for a while. His name just doesn't freaking come to mind right now. But it makes a ton of sense. Aiden Hutchinson's like the hottest thing in college football right now. So if you're not in love with the quarterback class, don't force yourself on quarterback. To be fair, give Davis Mills another shot. Like, we've seen, let's be fair, he had 10 starts in college before coming in, and now he's a starter in the NFL. There's been a lot of bad, but there has been some good there. He has showcased the arm at points. There are those boneheaded decision making there as well, but again, I think that comes with season. Am I saying the guy's a long-term answer? Nah, I'm just saying, is it worth investing in this class right now? Possibly not. And this video is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. If you want to make a little cash money playing some fantasy football, or maybe player prop bets, stuff like that. Then download Underdog Fantasy, use promo code Broshmo, gets you $10 upon your first $10 deposit. So you deposit 10 and you're like, that's strange, there's 20 in my account. It's a deal. It's a deal bonanza. So go ahead. Underdog, they support the channel, and your support, it's important to me. It means a lot. Enjoy your video. Possibly not. So the Jaguars, I think we could all concur with Bengals' next pick here being Evan Neal. Jawan Taylor's been nothing special. Cam Robinson, he's on the franchise tag, so he's gone after this year likely. They do have Walker Little. You could get better at the position, protect your investment, being Trevor Lawrence. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I said we're going to go ahead and do that. That's what Bengal did. So thus far, I'm pretty on board with this mock. Nothing too crazy, nothing too outlandish. Let's see what he does here for the Jets, though. He goes Derek Stingley. Again! Yes, it makes all the sense in the world. Improve that cornerback position. I know the corners have been playing pretty well for the Jets. Breece Hall's looked good. Michael Carter's looked good in the slot. Let's get someone opposite side of him because Brandon Equals, he's got slot size, is more of a sub package guy. Shouldn't be shouldn't be starting at the cornerback 2 spot. And what is it? Jalvin Gidry, I think. Yeah, he was playing slot last season when Brian Poole went down. But yeah, another guy that's more of a sub-package guy. So Derek Stingley, the dude's a phenomenal athlete. He's not going to be playing for the rest of the year with that foot injury. So, yeah, he's going to showcase how athletic he is at the Combine. Daniel Jones had a bad week. To be fair, I wouldn't necessarily put those strip fumble sacks on him. Yes, could protect the ball better. I know turnovers kind of been a thing for him. But he's getting no help, man. He lost legitimately all of his playmakers going into the game, and then he loses Kadarius Toney during the game. The offensive line was terrible. It was one of the worst offensive line performances all week. We know that line's been terrible. I don't know what you expect Daniel Jones to do, and I have not been go look in the past videos. I am not a Daniel Jones truther, but I'm saying his play before this game was way more encouraging than this game leads to believe. I don't know if I'd necessarily go quarterback, but maybe use this position to try to just get some talent, especially if you're going to have another top 10 pick. I might push talent, especially if this quarterback class is kind of sus. Then I won't go quarterback. So just throwing my thoughts out there. Let's see what he does. DeMarvin Leal. Okay, so Leal's kind of a tweener. We know a lot of guys like him kicking inside. He's looked very good when kicking inside this season. He's at 290. It's kind of hard to imagine him being a edge, but I mean that's where Texas A&M plays him, and he does a very good job at it. So him being a tweener, a team needing some pass rush because they really don't have it. Aziz has really been only their most consistent pass rusher. That's not playing on the interior offensive line. I know some people will be like, "Oh, Leonard Williams has been playing good football," and it's like, But yeah, and Aziz kind of got shut out this past game. So yeah, I don't mind this at all. It'd be nice. I get the tackle class is kind of weird after Neal. So yeah, nah. So far we're looking good. 5 picks, we're looking good. Eagles. I think whatever you say about Daniel Jones, you could kind of say the same about Jalen Hurts in this kind of weird quarterback class. You don't have to invest in quarterback. I know you got 3 probably high-end picks. This is the Dolphins picked up, by the way. Good job, Dolphins. I'm a Dolphins fan if you didn't know. But I don't think you have to go quarterback here. I think you could just infuse this team with talent. I think you could make a this team kind of feels rebuild mode-esque, but I think you can make a quick transition, especially with high-end picks like this. They already kind of started last year. They're going to be, I telling y'all, they're going to be dumping some significant contracts this offseason. So I think you could at least give Jalen Hurts another try. Well, I think he looks better as a passer than I expected. I expected this guy maybe to be his ceiling be high-end backup. I think you can maybe work with this, and then hopefully next year's quarterback class is a bit better. And maybe invest one of these high-end picks and just grabbing some capital for next year. But I think you can give him another go, like, and especially when when they have designed stuff up to better utilize his mobility. I think the offense has been good when they do that. I don't think the offense has been that good. I forget what does Bengal do here. He goes with Malik Willis. So I don't think I necessarily would jump in, but I get that Willis. I get the high end, the ceiling of this guy is huge, much bigger than what you have with Jalen Hurts. I'm not opposed to it. It's just I don't know if I'd be like dipping my toe in this class. I don't know if I'd be dipping my toe in this class if. Like, I think you can make cases for, like, the Texans and Detroit. Like, Jared Goff has been bad. And Davis Mills doesn't inspire enough in me to not go quarterback if I fall in love with one of the quarterbacks in this class. But I think Hurts and Jones have given me enough to be like, yeah, we'll pass on this class. So, yeah. Atlanta Falcons, do they need pass rush? They need coverage. What does he do for them? Jordan Davis, y'all know, if you're not new to the channel, you know, I'm not in love with Jordan Davis from like the interior alignment, kind of like a low value position on that defense. And typically you want a lot of pass rush and upside if you're going to invest in that. And like even Derek Brown a couple years ago, he put it on a tear like during the second half of that season at Auburn. And I think that really elevated him. I still wasn't willing to make him a top 10 pick. I think Jordan Davis is having a much better year. And keep in mind, this guy's huge. He's got very imposing size. He's like 6'6", 230, 240, something like that. And the dude is just rushing the passer. And he's doing it and doing it and doing it well. So I'm coming around to him as a top 15. This still feels a bit rich because I'd probably have one of the corners higher here. Kingsley Enagbare, I think, would be a good spot here. You could get wilder and be like, I'd say, hey, why not? You could go Drake Jackson too. So, not crazy about this pick. Washington football team, you'd think, hey, this has got to be a quarterback, right? It's got to be a quarterback. Kyle Hamilton. You listen, the safety position hasn't been great. I think Cameron Curl's been good, but Landon Collins hasn't been good. They have Bobby McCain back there. He hasn't been good. Is Jeremy Reeves like on IR or something? Like you'd think we'd see him. He had a pretty good year last year. There it is. I need to know more. No, it looks like he's good. Yeah, no, he's good. I don't know what's up. I think they need to pull the trigger. Their safety position. A lot of people like talk trash about like William Jackson. I don't think he's been awful. I think he's been failed on the back end a lot of times this year. So, yeah, no, I mean, I understand going Kyle Hamilton, but nah, I think I'd still go quarterback, man. I mean, with Malik Willis off the board, you have to really like fall in love with like either Matt Corral or Sam Howell or I don't know. There's some Carson Strong, Desmond Ridder people out there. I don't want to hear Kenny Pickett stuff because I'm telling you, that guy, he's good. He's not first round good. He's good though. Hey, big test against Clemson this weekend though. Let's see if we can flip that narrative. I'm always down to be wrong. I think I'd still go quarterback. This is the Eagles' next pick. Let's just get to the chase, man. I want to know. Ahmad Gardner, he takes the sauce. He's lost in the sauce. Grabbing some corner help there. Steven Nelson is getting older. They have Tay Gowan now from that trade with Ertz. They have Zach McPherson. Those are kind of probably your corners of the future. Darius Slay obviously still manning down number 1 spot. And honestly, Maddox has looked really good in the slot. So, yeah, I don't mind adding, like, just bringing in more competition. This has to be like some, like, whether it's Tyler Linderbaum or one of the tackles, this has to be offensive line, right? I say right. I've watched the video. I kind of know what's coming. I'm pretty sure he invests in this offensive line class. Yes, he goes with Kenyon Green. Kenyon Green, hey, the dude's gonna be a tackle in the NFL. The guy's got great mobility and movement skills. He has done extremely well at left tackle. Mainly that Alabama game was super impressive. Texas A&M, they kind of had a problem with moving him all around. We know he can play guard though. His left guard back in 2020, he was like phenomenal. Kind of put his name on the radar there, but yeah, I don't mind them taking him here. Then you got the Panthers, which I actually kind of like Kenyon Green as a pick there. Not gonna happen now though. So what are we doing? What are we thinking, Bengal? Kem Ikwanu Icky, NC State, dude. This cat, and I even think Bengal mentions this, and I like this. I think me and him are kind of like-minded on this. For me, he made Bruce Feldman's freaks list. He loves how this guy moves for a man his size, and guess what? He's showing to be a better pass protector this year. I say give this guy a shot at tackle. Do it. He's playing it well right now for NC State. He's got extreme upside. I like this cat a lot. He's probably going to be my tackle too. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. Because, by the way, rankings, they come out in probably like another week and a half or so. So that's going to be a blast. But I like this. And worst case scenario, he ends up moving to guard. Because that's where a lot of people project him. And guess what? Both guard spots suck for the Panthers. Let's keep going. The Jets. I think this is where I kind of had a massive disagreement. I won't say massive, but he did think long and hard. I will say that. He ended up going with George Karlaftis to the Jets. I like Karlaftis. He's having a great season. This edge class is going to be very interesting. I'm just going to say that. By the way, the Draft Network, Kingsley Enagbari, 43. Dude was 92 to start the year. Like, I've been out here banging that dude's name for a hot minute. I think he was like my edge 2 or 3 coming into the season. And that's probably still the case because it's a good edge class. But yeah, I don't know. I think you could get real fancy. Maybe you go Tyler Linderbaum here. It might be a bit early to go in on the other safeties in this class. Let's. And honestly, I think Robert Saleh, if he were to address the position here, maybe you go like maybe guys like Adam Anderson, guys that have great get off. Drake Jackson. Like, Karlaftis is a guy that might kick to the interior occasionally. He's going to be like that guy you stick to the outside on early downs and then maybe move him inside on third downs. I'm trying to think other spots we can go. Like, I'm not opposed to going receiver. Some people are like, they're fine at receiver. They're not. So, I'm just not in love with Karlaftis fit. The Eagles, this is their final pick. What do you do for him, Bengal? What do you do? He goes Garrett Wilson, grabs a receiver. I actually really like this. I think I like Olave better. Not in terms of rankings, but like better fit for the Eagles. Better fit for Jalen Hurts, because I think Jalen Hurts, he's at his best when he's throwing deep, throwing long. Chris Olave can do that. Garrett Wilson, he's more of a tackle all the all levels of the field type of guy. I'm not opposed to it. Both are wonderful options. Wilson might edge out Olave for me. I don't know. Wilson's kind of, after having some bad drops in the beginning of the year, he's kind of come back around and he's putting together a banger year. All right, Bengal. Who you going with the Bengals? Kind of curious. Charles Cross. I don't disagree. Charles Cross, hot riser. I thought Zion Nelson would have been the guy among the stupid athletic upside tackles to rise. Because I said Zion Nelson, Charles Cross, those are those guys. Watch for one of these guys to really rise up. While Zion Nelson, he's kind of plateaued this year. Looks similar to what we saw last year. Charles Cross has taken that next step. Matt Corral goes to the Steelers. I'm not opposed to it. I think you got to get another quarterback in there. I don't get Steelers fans that are like, oh, they got guys in the wings like Dwayne Haskins. Are you serious? Are you serious? Is this a joke? This is a joke to you. You crazy. Matt Corral, I get why Steelers fans might not like him. He's kind of he's like Zach Wilson small, but the dude can sling the football. He's got escapability. I know Steelers fans, Big Ben, not been that mobile. He's not. He just don't move well anymore. But there was a time where he had some escapability to him. Matt Corral has that. Patriots. Quarter receiver. I feel like those are the next two obvious selections here for the Patriots. He ends up going with, let's see, probably receiver, right? Treylon Burks. Burks, a lot of upside. Keep in mind the guy is still a bit raw as a route runner. Arkansas, they don't run a very it's not like this big route tree that they demand from Burks, but great size and speed. We've seen him be dominant down the field, and I don't mind this pick. I think Drake London might be the better fit because he can run all those routes. It might be a bit better for Mac Jones because Burks isn't going to be a guy that strikes me as a guy that tears up the intermediate of the field, while Jackson is that guy, and I think Jones needs that guy. So, I love the Garrett Wilson fit for the Patriots. Just gonna say that. Oh man, Broncos. We gotta go quarterback, right? They go Darion Kenyon. All right, so to be fair, Bengal not really in on this quarterback class. Do I blame them? Nah, I don't blame them. Darion Kennard, probably going to be an interior guy. He looked, to say he looked the best on that Kentucky offensive line against Georgia isn't saying much, but I think a lot of what we saw in that game made me think, this guy's probably an interior, but he has played right guard almost exclusively his whole career. I said right guard, right tackle, and that is a need for the Broncos, so I'm not opposed to it. I'm still willing to take Sam Howell. A lot of people are out on Sam Howell. No. Why? Calm down. Dolphins. Are we taking quarterback? I don't know. Tua looked. Tua looked all right against the Jags. It wasn't great. It wasn't pretty, but he looked all right. The offensive lines. It sucks. People are like, address the offensive line. No, get some veterans in there. That youth is showing. They're getting stomped. The Dolphins have probably the worst offensive line in football. I know the Giants, they exist. They're close. But I think he ends up going, is it linebacker? Yeah. Nakobe Dean. I like this a lot, actually. Nakobe Dean is a guy that can stop the run. For his size, you're going to question, can he do that in the NFL? I don't know, but the Dolphins, they like to play a lot of man coverage with their linebackers. Dean, he has the speed to do that, man. The dude's a monster. Dude's a menace. The Las Vegas Raiders, he goes Tyler Linderbaum with this pick. I like it, man. Tom Cable. I think Tom Cable will like this cat. Who knows? He might. The coaching staff might be total. There might be we might see a lot of changes might be coming to Las Vegas. But that offensive line does need to improve, especially if you're going to stick with Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is kind of... this might be a wild thought. I think trading him might be a good option. I think you could get a lot of good capital for him. But this isn't the right quarterback class to make those type of balls to the wall decisions. So I like this pick. Linderbaum's probably like a top 15 prospect to me. It's just offensive interior is not a position of value. The Minnesota Vikings, I think he goes Andrew Booth here, right? He does. They need corner help. Rashawn Breeland, not that great. Patrick Peterson on a 1-year deal. So, yeah, let's get some help. Mike Zimmer Mike Zimmer loves drafting corners in the first round anyway. Andrew Booth, he was out last game, but the prior 2 games he was kind of exposed. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the dude was very competitive at the catch point, but he lost a lot at the catch point. That was the thing. What is it? The NC State receiver just kind of mossed him a couple of times. I think it's Mezzi. I don't know. That guy feels like he's been in college football forever too. Because I had him in my 2020, my 2020 rankings as a prospect, and it's crazy he's been eligible that long. Bengal, I think he goes linebacker here as well. Brandon Smith, I think I would have gone Devin Lloyd, man, bringing in the guy that can be that run stuffer. I get why Bengals did this in terms of where their defense are playing a lot more like man-to-man coverage. And I feel like that got exposed a lot against the Bills just because their cornerback position's all beat up. It's all hurt. But that also leaves the linebackers, hey, you got to go ahead and play man-to-man. They got David Long there. Like, he has the ability to do that. Do I want him to do it consistently? Not really. Brandon Smith has played very good in the middle of that Penn State offense or defense after kind of playing an overhang role in 2020. Super athletic. This might be a bit rich. Like, I still kind of like Devin Lloyd here, but I get it if you kind of picture the tight end defense moving more towards that type of. It feels like they're moving back to like the Dean Pease type of era where it's like, all right, we're going cover 0. Good luck. But you need to have guys that can man up and stay on the field. Christian Harris. I think Christian Harris and Brandon Smith are very close. They do very similar things. So I understand why not Devin Lloyd here. Saints, they go Chris Olave. Makes all the sense in the world. Everyone loves this fit. This one I didn't like. This pick for the Chargers. He goes Zach Harrison. There we go. Harrison. Zach Harrison ain't a first rounder to me. He's kind of fallen out of the first round. I get it. He's got the traits. And I know what Bengal is trying to do. He's trying to find someone on the defensive line to help stop the run. But it was a little too rich for the rest of this interior class, or at least for him to dip into that. And to be fair, this team does play a lot. They sell out to stop the pass. And they're like, hey, if you're gonna win by running the football on us, then go ahead. We saw with the Browns, saw with the Ravens, probably the 2 best running offenses in football. And especially if you got a good game plan for Justin Herbert, sometimes it don't work out. That type of defense. So you need guys that consistently stop the run. Harrison, yeah, he could be that guy, but I think you can make better use of this pick. But I understand where he was coming from with it. I just kind of disagree where he went with it. I think linebacker's still a hot commodity. I think he goes Christian Harris here. Yep, Christian Harris makes all the sense in the world. Get someone in the middle of that defense that can stay on the field on passing downs as long as he's in man coverage. And I know the Browns defensively, they want to play a lot of sub packages almost exclusively. Get JOK on the field as much as possible. So let's get a linebacker that can stay in the middle of the field and not be a detriment athletically in coverage. Kaiir Elam, I think the Packers, all right, Eric Stokes, it's trial by fire at this point. Alexander's on IR, might be out for the season, I can't remember. So I don't think it's not really that fair to judge the Packers secondary right now, but I'm all for cornerback help. Kaiir Elam being available at 25 is kind of a deal. So yeah, let's go for it. I totally agree with that. I disagree with him being on the board this long. I would have taken him here at 20. He could even go a lot earlier than that, but I get it. He's been banged up. He hasn't really played a lot the last few weeks. Dallas Cowboys, I think they go safety. So is that Jordan Battle? Oh, Jalen Catalan. He's out for the year, by the way. He's been playing hurt last few weeks. Missed this past weekend's game against Auburn. And now he's out for the year. But this guy with extraordinary, range. This is a very good safety class, by the way. If you didn't know, if you were kind of in the dark or you haven't been following college football. This is a very good safety class. Catalan, I get it. This is a guy that you can trust as a center fielder. The Cowboys, they play like a bend don't break. I really like what they got going on defensively. So I don't mind addressing a secondary that has kind of a lot of one-year deals on it. So yeah, grab that. Oh, Cardinals, I think you could really take best available or whoever's highest on your board. Here he sticks with the corner position, I believe. I think so, right? And I actually like this a lot because, here it's Trent McDuffie. Maybe they do the same thing they did with Byron Murphy, because, Byron Murphy I didn't think was, the best scheme fit, but here we are in year 3, and he looks a lot better in it. Trent McDuffie, better prospect. Maybe easier for him to get adept to that scheme. But Roger McCreary actually fits the coverage scheme a lot better. He's one of the hottest corners in college football no one's really talking about. Daxton Hill is a great fit for Baltimore. He could do a lot of different things. He's right now playing exclusively in the slot for Michigan. It's a big waste of his talents, but he could come in and do that immediately for the Baltimore Ravens. Another guy that can also be your center fielder. I think you could get real fun with this cat. So, yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think Detroit, because we kind of went on a run for corners and safeties, and I think we stick with corner, right? I think he goes Trent McDuffie here. And I don't disagree. There's a lot of value. Trent McDuffie's a top 20 prospect. He's playing great football there at Washington. I know not getting a lot of love there at Washington because, well, their offense sucks and they're losing games, but no, this is a good pickup. Good pickup, especially if you got questions about that corner position right now. It's well, they got a lot of young talent there. Yes, there's a lot of questions. Hey, especially, we've only seen 2 quarterbacks go. If you're not in on the quarterback class, then okay. Sam Howell, I'd be like, yo, this is a steal. I'm taking Sam Howell. Easy breezy. The Chiefs. I think he stays at safety here with Brandon Joseph. I don't think Brandon Joseph first rounder. He's playing significantly worse than he did in 2020. I think that a lot of that's because he put on some weight. Because they play him in the box a lot as well. They in 2020 they split him from slot to deep to in the box. So I think he put on 5 to 10 pounds, and he kind of looked a bit slower to start the year. His play's been a lot better recently, but it's still not to the level we saw last year. So I don't know if that really puts him back in the first round talk, but he's also a redshirt sophomore, stupid young. What are we doing? What are we doing here? I think he goes Darion Kendrick, right? Yep, Darion Kendrick. Again, Darion Kendrick would be a first rounder if not for the character concerns. That's the only thing keeping him out of the first round. And if you're the Bucks, you need depth at corner. Because all their corners got hurt this year. I think they're doing a good enough job of they're doing a good enough job of, despite all the injuries happening in the secondary, of still keeping this thing together. So, yeah, I don't mind grabbing depth. And he actually ends it off with safety, I think, for Buffalo. Yeah, Jaquan Brisker, who might be the most Buffalo Bills safety in this class. And I like that. You're looking to the future. Brisker, he doesn't have, like, high-end, like, he's not going to be a guy you throw back there in single high, and it's like, good luck, bud. He's not that guy. I like him around the line of scrimmage. I like him in 2 high fits. Like, this is for the Buffalo. This is great. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I liked Bengals draft. I did. Outside of, like, no Sam Howell, which it's like, that's kind of sus. Like, I think Sam Howell's still a first-round quarterback, but I get not being all in on the quarterback class. But Washington not going quarterback seems, you know, like, I may not agree with a lot of these picks, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I agree with the vast majority of these picks, but I do like I think a lot of us are seeing, like, I have similar prospects with these type of grades. Like, where I'm like, okay, Brandon Smith, this might be a tad early for him, but he's probably early second for me anyway. So, I don't mind taking him, I guess, too much at 21. So it's like, I don't know. This is a good draft. You let me know in the comment section below. This was fun. And as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.